Hello, everyone. I am Daisy X Machina, the drag queen detective who investigates all things speculative in science fiction, fantasy, and horror. And this is a Get Ready With Me where I put on drag makeup to film videos later today. And we have Lori and we have Lynette. Thank you for joining us. And as usual, how is your reading going this week? I'm reading, I started last week. I think I mentioned I'm reading Lightbringer by Pierce Brown, which is the sixth book in the Red Rising series, which is kind of the third book of the second trilogy, which is how I like to look at it. And it's taking me a long time to read it, or very slow. I don't even think I'm at 40%, and it's been a week or a little over a week. So this is the type of book I used to love before pre-booktube. It's like, oh, I found a book that's going to take me 3 or 4 weeks to read. But of course, now that I'm a booktuber, I'm like, oh gosh, I need to hurry up. But I don't want to force myself. But I really do like the writing. If you haven't read Pierce Brown, especially in the second series, he has this very ornate way of writing to evoke sort of this Roman setting in the far, far future, or Roman inspired. And it shouldn't work. It should feel pretentious, but he mixes in a lot of craft language as well. And I think it's really a unique, wonderful way of writing. And he improves with each book. But these books are extremely violent, especially the later books. They take the violence and gore level, and I have a pretty high tolerance to that sort of thing. But even for me, it takes it like to an 11. And he goes to the George R.R. Martin school of what to do to your characters because he is not afraid to kill them at all. Men, women, children, babies. It is just gruesome. But I like it. I like it. And Cappuccino is here. Lori just finished up a few books. Oh yeah, you're doing the nonfiction booktuber thing, booktuber prize. I read Who Gives a Fig, William Fig by Stephen Fig. Oh, which is your great-great-grandfather's biography. That is great. Was it a good book? Did you learn lots about your family? Okay, as you can probably see, I was thinking about last week, maybe I should do my eyebrows last, but I really didn't want to do that. But I put in these like starter lines just to sort of figure out where the eyebrows should go, and it's going way up. So, and I didn't contour my nose with creams like I usually do. So this is all just powder. So we'll see how that goes. Like I'm sure you're interested in that. But I thought I would do something with pink because I grabbed a pink wig. So either all pink, which may be too much, or maybe I was thinking of like blue with a pink lid, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to do blue with a pink lid. So I want to find a bright blue, bright dark blue. I think most of you saw I did drop my Star Trek Harlan Ellison video, which did better than I thought. Because usually my Star Trek videos don't do that well. But this one, I mean, it's not like the Heinlein. I was just looking at my videos. Heinlein, I think there is just a real thirst, especially for older readers, seeing Heinlein in who they remember as their favorite author. because those videos did gangbusters. But so I didn't really expect that much for the Harlan Ellison video, but it's doing better than I thought. So you finished Silver Nitrate. Oh, by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. It was slow paced, but picked up in the last 25%. Character development, good character development about film industry and horror film geekery. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Was it a horror book or just straight up fantasy? It was excellent. I already knew a lot about William, but I learned many new things about his wife. Oh, that's cool. Margaret Smith's family. Yes, glad you enjoyed it. Sounds cool. Okay, let's get started. So because of Red Rising that I'm reading it, I thought today I would do a video on space operas, going to my series about different genres. Because really, I think people have different definitions of space opera. Like, I think it was Fit to be Read. Sort of defined it as anything that occurs in space. And I'm like, that's really broad. And that's like what, 50% of science fiction books? But then I read The Splinter in the Sky, which was marketed. It said a debut space opera, but it didn't occur in space. It was. I mean, it occurred on a planet, and planets are in space, but I don't think that's what people mean. That everything's a space opera. But the whole point of genres or subgenres is to help you, the reader, or the audience for film, whatever, it's to help you find similar types of works because, oh, I love this cyberpunk. I love William Gibson. I want to find other books like that. So that's why cyberpunk, for example, is useful. Or if you don't like it, you can stay away from anything labeled cyberpunk. But if it's so general, how is that useful when you're looking for something new to read or watch or whatever? Anyway. Oh, thank you. The Harlan Ellison video was interesting. Thank you, thank you. Cousin is almost finished your great-grandfather's bio. He's the father of 20 kids. Oh my God. The poor wife. Assuming it's all from one wife. Silver Nitrate is a blend of historical and horror. The author likes to blend genres. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the daughter of Dr. Moreau. Silver Nitrate's on your TBR. Oh, yeah, I understood. I read Dead Mountain by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child only 3 out of 5 because I hated the secondary storyline. Yeah, that sucks when that happens, when you like one part of the story, and that's the thing about since I'm reading it now, Pierce Brown, because, oh, I'm getting lost. Because there's a lot of different point of view characters. And if you're reading one point of view character and you're really interested in that storyline, and then it switches to a different point of view character for a different storyline, sometimes you just want to get through it. It's just annoying for me. When an author does that, what I prefer, and Pierce Brown kind of does, he keeps you guessing, because sometimes he'll have like 4 chapters from one point of view and then switch to one chapter and then do every other chapter. But usually I prefer it if they just stick with one point of view for a while. Like George R.R. Martin does that. He doesn't jump around every other chapter. That I remember. It's been a while since I've read him. Brandon Sanderson's the same way. That's another video I kind of regret not doing, is because I was doing his secret. I bought the 4 secret books. Excuse me. Some coffee. And I did a video on the first 2 books. I read the 3rd book, and I kind of just didn't feel like doing a video on the 4th one. I think I definitely I may just wait for the last book to come out and just do a final video comparing all 4 of the books. Okay. Okay, so that's 2 wives. Married your great-grandmother when she was 17 and he was 46. So I assume she was the 2nd wife. That's still a lot of kids. God, can you imagine in this day and age trying to support or pay for that many kids? I mean, back then, I'm assuming, maybe they were had a farm or something where the kids could help out, and they were actually a benefit rather than sort of a financial liability. Started a new manga, Witch Hat Atelier, about a young girl who's obsessed with magic and dreams about becoming a witch, even though she was born with magic ability, but maybe she can learn. Oh, that's cool. Dead Mountain was set in the USA, but based on the true life of Dyatlov, past incident in which Russian hikers mysteriously died. I'm kind of leery about mountain horror after reading Echo. I think I'll read the true life story next month. 9 Russian hikers died. Wow. Okay. Oh, I don't know about these eyebrows. I mean, it definitely helps with the shape. I think it'll be fine. But I am going to put some blue. Actually, Okay. You started Hob. Hey, DK Moon. Thank you for joining us. Soldier Sun trilogy. I really want to know what you think about that one because I really enjoyed the Soldier Sun trilogy. It's not in the Elderling world at all because the magic system is so unique and the main character is unusual. I want to see what other people think. Do you like it? Did you like it, Cappuccino? Oh, Spin. Oh, you haven't read the Spin from last week. Claw, Canadian horror story. Kind of bleak so far, but I have faith Hob will make it interesting. Oh, the third Bangs book. Oh, I'm so excited, Lynette, that you got into the Bangs books. I've only read the first one, but. Well, this is blue. Okay. It's blue and not blended. There we go. I know a lot of times you guys can't see what I'm talking about because what I see may be a little different than what you see. Have not read Soldier Sun. I've only read the Elderling books by Hob. It's an interesting series. Your 100th? Wow. Congrats. Cool Gamer is here. Thank you for joining us. I've always picked, or since I've been doing it, because it tracks it on Goodreads, is 50 books a year. Okay, I think I want to go down. I have this, I don't know if it's dark blue or purple, dark purple blue, but just to, okay, it's definitely dark blue. What is your current BookTube prize finalist? I'm done them all. Can't say publicly your opinions until when's the winners being announced? Yeah. You always think about the judges if they've read everything in a category in certain like especially like the Academy Awards. Do these judges really read or watch all uh, the movies and all the categories? You know, or do they just see one and really like it and vote on that one? I have a list of about 40 books I want to get in this year. I'm looking forward to Stephen King's new release next month. I'm not sure what that is. Never counted books in a year, probably only about 20 though. Bunches of time and then gaps. Yeah, that's DK. I think that's most people are like that. Like I said, it's only because since I'll become a uh, booktuber that I really pay attention. Because I used to never count how many books I've read in a year. Yeah, I'm afraid everything's just looking like one color, but you know what? We're moving on. We are moving on. I have a reading. Oh, that's interesting. And scrapbooking journal, so you record your books. I kind of wish I did that. Um, like started years ago because it'd be interesting to see now, but I'm just too lazy. Combining two hobbies in your reading journal. That's great. Definitely not necessary to track your reading or count the books in a year. I don't read many small books either, so it's tough to get high numbers. Yeah, I was just saying that. I used to love getting big books that take a month to read for me to read, but it's different now that I'm trying to do books or videos on books. Although the videos I'm doing now, like the genres and 10 facts about uh, some of the classic writers, I don't really need to read any books to do them. So, Mostly just outlining where I want the lid to go. So top line. Okay. I like keeping records of books so I don't accidentally read books I've already read. I think I've said this before. I've gotten into a bookshop before, looking at all the pretty covers, picking a book, getting it home, start reading it, and then realize I've read this before. So that would have been helpful. I usually read about 100 books a year for most of your life. Wow, except for 2020 because of the pandemic. Very impressive. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna jump in with the lid. So thought I had white. Yeah. Looking at my 600-pound life, I'm grateful that I dealt with childhood trauma by escaping into reading rather than eating. Yeah, that's an interesting comment. We all have our escape mechanisms. And I think mine has been reading too. Because I remember, especially in school, if I wasn't really bullied, but people made fun of me. Well, I guess it is bullying. I would escape into books. Okay. And a lot of times, wasn't escaping from people, but it's just being lonely. Like I was hard to make friends with. I still am hard to make friends with. But A lot of it was loneliness. I don't know if this is going to be... I'll use that. Sticky enough to hold glitter, but I need to reinforce this. Okay. I think I'm going to look at all that fallout. Okay, so that's the glitter. Not that I could have ever eaten due to my mom's horrible cooking. Cat K or Kaka, thank you for joining us and making us already looking good. Oh, thank you. Oh, Lori, did I miss you? Hope you have a great weekend. I have lost about 10 pounds in 5 weeks. Congratulations. I look at an episode of 600-Pound Life if I get a cravings for fast food. The new Stephen King book is Holly, featuring the character Holly Gibney from Mr. Mercedes, who's appeared in 5 other King books. See, I'd have to research that because I just am not remembering that name. I mean, if I read it. Maybe I'll read it. I mean, we are getting to October. It is a horror, I hope. We are getting to October, so I should read at least one adult horror. Assuming I can get through the Red Rising book. Oh, I have to finish that before October, but I mean, if I want to do a video, I need to read it in September. Okay, I have this chunky glitter. Let me just... I have to be careful with this stuff because it can like clump up and not look that great. But. Okay, so Holly is listed as a mystery. Oh, interesting. Mr. Mercedes books were mysteries, but the third book had a supernatural theme. You know me, I prefer the supernatural theme. Okay, I'm now going to jump to Chroma Cake, which is the black. Yeah, I like the occasional good mystery. Although the only ones I've read recently, because of you guys, is Flavia Deleuze. But I've only read like 3 of them. And I know there's like a whole series. I should look up how many there are. I think there's like 8, maybe. I don't know. Here we go. There are 10 Flavia books. I think that would make a great television series. Although, of course, the problem is, actually, I don't know if this is true or not because I've only read 3, but the problem is that Flavia doesn't really go from like 12 to 22. I mean, I'd be surprised if that happens. So you'd have to get an actor who either age the character up so you can like have a late teen actor being able to play the same role for multiple seasons, or find a really good child actor and just not have her just shoot 1 season or 2 seasons. Although I would think that female actors have a easier time playing, sticking with young roles because their voices don't change. Like there's a show called Young Sheldon, which I watched a couple of them and they were cute. But when the actor's voice broke and it really deepened, it just sort of, because the charm of that one was the from the Big Bang Theory. Sheldon's a child genius, and once the actor's voice broke and deepened, it's hard to suspend your disbelief that this was a genius child. Okay. Dennis and I, my husband, was watching some of the Hulu Hardy Boy mysteries. Which I'm sure everyone here knows. If you haven't read a Hardy Boy, you at least know what they are. But because I remember they did one with, oh, what's his name? I want to say Sean Penn, and that's totally wrong. Sean something or other. Sean Cassidy in the 70s. But this reboot's very interesting to me because usually they age up actors, but the Hardy Boys, I believe, are like just like a year or two apart. I mean, in the original stories, they're like 17, 18, maybe. I don't think 18, 19. I think they're in high school. So like 17, 18 or 16, 17. But in the Hulu version, they, I would say de-aged. They made younger the youngest one. So the older one's like 16, 17, and the youngest one is like uh, 13, 14. And they try to make him look younger too by dressing him in like shorts and these like young looking shirts. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Oh, what I like about the Hardy Boys is actually, I don't recommend this Hulu series, but what I like about it, I mean, it's good for us. Maybe you'll like it. But they put a supernatural angle to it, or a speculative angle to it. It's not like more science fiction, not like ghosts and Scooby Doo stuff, but more like uh, artifacts that have special vibrational qualities that do certain things. Okay, I've been babbling. You also read a novella this week. Oh, I remember. I almost got that for Shovel to Shove It. I think I didn't though. Empress of Salt and Fortune by Nevo. It was very good. I look forward to reading more of the novellas. I have a couple of Icelandic mysteries to read. My favorite sort of mysteries. There is a Flavia de Luce movie coming with Martin Freeman. Yeah, that's fine. Martin Freeman. I don't know who Isla Glee is. Isla G. It's about 12 years old. Oh, they're. See, you could do this as a movie because it's a one-off, so you don't have to worry about like multiple seasons. Hey, Dark Horse, thank you for jumping in. Don't worry about being late. DK Moon read lots of Hardy Boys when he was a kid. Don't think I would like any of it now. I disliked the series Shetland because the little girl from the books was 6, and they that's a big jump, age 12 to 18. See, when I say age up, like in Percy Jackson, the movie, they aged him up from like 12 to 15, but that's a 12-year jump. That's no longer a kid. Oh boy. Oh, I am excited about the Disney or series with Percy Jackson. Because a movie, I wasn't. I would have preferred. I thought they. I didn't appreciate the aging up as much, and when they do age up into like 16 plus, they always put in a romance subplot, even if it wasn't that prevalent in the books. That's one reason why I prefer middle grade over young adult sometimes, and I'm trying to write in middle grade. Um, is because the focus in middle grade is on friendship, whereas once you get to young adult, the focus shifts because I guess kids go through puberty to romance. But I really blame Twilight for really shaping young adult into this the type of romance are those trope heavy romance books, which are fine for some people, but it just if you don't like it, you just can't seem to find any um, in young adult. Okay, now we're going to jump to powders. But I mean, there must be a market for young adult that isn't romance heavy. Because I know when I was a teenager, I didn't like romance books or books with heavy romance subplots. I mean, I still don't. So maybe I'm weird. But I know there were other kids like my friends that read that just wanted I guess we're all boys, but action adventure, that type of book, not the Twilight type thing. Which weren't around. I mean, when I grew up, I'm sure some of you can relate, there was no young adult. There was none. Once you went to or graduated from kids' books, you just went into adult. Ooh, just I did a big dot on my nose. Oh shoot. Well, that was unfortunate. Okay. Okay, I think this is almost done with the eyes. The movies of Percy Jackson were ruined by the producers and directors. Agreed, but I'm hopeful about the new Disney reboot of it. It's going to be a series. I think marketers are convinced that romance is required to appeal to a wide audience. Hey, I've seen agents, literary agents, say, I don't see why romance can't be in every book, or there should be romance in every book. Reason why I dislike most YA is because of the romance, yeah. I mean, there must be some that don't have it. Your wife loved Twilight. The series was boring. Definitely, it's not something to read as an adult. As I found out, because I have a video somewhere where I read, for the first time, read Twilight and the point of view from the vampire, Edward's point of view, Midnight Sun. I read them simultaneously, jumping from chapter to chapter. Worst thing I've ever done. Terrible reading experience. Definitely aromantic. Yeah, what is there for aromantic readers or young adults, especially? Some teen romance tropes are just fine, but after seeing it in every show, yeah, that's just it. You just get exhausted. You know, once you read it once, it's like, oh, cool, and then you just read it again and again and again. Never had a desire to read Twilight. One of my friends loved the books, and I bet she started reading them when she was the appropriate age of, 14? Really hate the enemies to lovers. Yeah, only because it's been done so much. But also, when it is recently, the recent ones I've read like that, it's just very heavy-handed. Yeah, I'm not a fan of love triangles. I'd rather read enemy to lovers. Some romance, but need some action. I enjoy a fun rom-com genre romance here and there, but then I know what I want, and I am choosing it to fit your mood. But I get annoyed at romantic subplots shoehorned in where they don't need to be. Yeah, let me take off this bake. Oh boy. Yeah, I've seen that too. I like rom-com movies. I just don't, but not so much in books. Like, I completely enjoyed the red, white, and royal blue rom-com they put on Amazon. I thought it wasn't great, but I thought it was fun. But the book, I just did not enjoy at all. Oh, there is an interesting one on Netflix, if you have Netflix, called Straight Up. Terrible name, but it's called Straight Up. But it's a romance, but kind of not. It's kind of a movie about friendships, but kind of not. It's about this gay man, or this man who is questioning whether he's gay, even though he's very effeminate, but he just doesn't like sex. He just doesn't. So it's kind of like a romance. Um, but everyone's sort of pressuring him, and he wants to be in a relationship. He doesn't want to be alone. So he thinks, well, um, maybe he's straight or bisexual. I think he settles on bisexual. So he meets this woman, and they fall in love intellectually. Um, and the banter and the dialogue is terrific. It's really great just for the dialogue in this movie, because it's so funny. Um, but it's, it explores a very complicated relationship, you know, and it does explore sort of the someone that may lean asexual or fluid, and the description, I think, in Netflix wasn't that great because I kind of wasn't interested in watching it. And I don't know why I was bored. And I just decided to watch it. What did I do? Oh man, I just put this pink all over myself. But I'm glad I watched it. And it's a very indie movie. I don't know about my nose. I tried to do something. Oh, I need to clean up this pink mess I made all over my elbow. I enjoy a fun rom-com genre romance here and there, but then I know what I want. Yeah, okay, I read that. But yeah, when you know what you want. I can relate to that. I tend to fall intellectually for guys, but never romantic. Oh, you should really check out this, the movie if you, I think it's called Straight Up. Sounds really good. It reminds me of the Kevin Kline movie In and Out. Yeah, that was fun. I loved In and Out. And it really wasn't, that wasn't a rom-com, but it was just a fun comedy. Oh man, look at my, what was I doing? Yeah, I looked up the, I think I looked up the movie or the main actor, who's this half Asian guy. And I think this is pretty much his only thing, but he was like the writer. I don't know if he was a director, but he starred in it. Okay, so. Okay, I'm never going to do this to my nose again, but hopefully it'll be good enough for filming videos. I think it could be the lighting. It's just, anyway. I'm obsessing over it. I think one of the powders I used on my nose had some shine to it. So now the whole thing's shiny. Anyway, let's move on to lips. You're turning pink. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Everything's pink. Oh, should I do a pink lip? Yeah, let's do a pink lip. Okay. The only crush I have had as an adult is for Professor Brian Cox, who's an astrophysicist whose series was Wonders of the Universe. Oh, that's interesting. Also, Wonders of the Solar System. I've not heard of either of those. He has a charming Manchester accent. There's something about an accent, huh? Yep. Well, some British accents. Then you hear someone from Liverpool and you're like, do I like an English accent? Maybe not. What am I doing? Okay, let's do this one. Oh, you know what I started watching or something to listen to? Because I can listen to things at work. Is I subscribed to the BBC channel through Amazon Prime, and they just released Rumple of the Bailey, uh, which is it 70s or 80s? It could go back to the 70s. No, I think it's an 80s show. That's the other thing. I do like the occasional courtroom drama. Dennis doesn't, so I have to watch these on my own. Lipstick's sticky. I don't know why. See too much of the brown. Okay. This lipstick feels really weird. Okay, let me try some. Oh, I thought it was a pink lip gloss. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna spend forever on these strange looking lips. Okay. Some accents are abrasive. Like, have you heard the chav? I don't know if that's an accent or affectation, but not fond of Cockney. Have not seen Rumple in a long, long time. Yeah, it's pretty dated. But if you don't know, he's this bloviating, large defense attorney or counsel, whatever you call him in England, not magistrate. But he basically rubs everyone the wrong way. But he's a great lawyer, and he pretty much only defends criminals. That's his thing. Give me a good murder. But he also, yeah, he's just so funny. Yes, he's always quoting H. Rider Haggard's "she," and calls his wife "she who must not be," or "she who must be obeyed." Okay, I am just going to move on to eyelashes. So I may keep this type of eyebrow shape. We'll see next week. Maybe I'll do filming and hate it. But tentatively speaking, I like how the eyes snatch up more. Because before I was very restricted on eye shape by the eyebrow shape. But, okay. Have to give it a watch. It's not for everyone because it is very dated. And there's, even though the way I described him is so amusing, something about the BBC shows from that period are very dry. Like if you've ever seen Upstairs, Downstairs, that type of thing. So hopefully the eyelashes made a difference. Should really let the glue get a little bit tackier. Okay. So let's put on some of these big earrings. Grew up on Benny Hill and Monty Python. So did I. So did I. I remember how big of a deal it was when you were in middle school or high school, whenever, when there was like nudity in Benny Hill, which means like a girl would flash her boobs or something. But yeah, Monty Python. I swear I wasn't that familiar with Monty Python the first time I saw Holy Grail, which was on PBS for some reason. And I swear, I don't know how old I was, but I was pretty young, maybe 14, 15. I almost peed myself. I thought it was so funny. Not sure if I would like it today. You know the BBC series that Dennis and I have watched multiple times is The Duchess of Duke Street, which is based on a real person, a female chef in the Victorian era who rose to prominence. And again, it's based on a true story or a true character. But it's so much fun. I love it. Very dry, but fun. It's still funny 50 years. I can't believe it's been 50 years. I guess it has. Love Monty Python. Oh, the parrot sketch. Blackadder. I was never that big of a fan of Blackadder as I was Monty Python or spam, 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 spam. Okay. Okay. Time for the wig. This is a lace front, so I got one of these things that work very well. And it is this pink wig. I don't think I've used this in a live stream in a while. Okay. Let me zoom out a little. Oh, boy. And I know the microphone's in the way, but what can you do? I'll go over here. Thinking about getting a new microphone stand so the microphone is like this way, because I can't have it here when I'm doing makeup. Oh, I didn't put on a necklace. Okay. Oh, I should not have done this before the gloves. I mean, after the gloves. Okay. Slight hiccup. The gloves do not work with putting on a necklace. Okay. Maybe I can just do one without a necklace, without a. It's a little low, but. Okay. Put this way. Put on a necklace or a thingy. The thingy. You're turning pink. Yes, yes, all pink. Thanks for, oh, thank you, Cappuccino. Thank you so much. Hey, Francesca. So do we get to see you film these videos? Oh, you definitely have to wait. Filming a video is not interesting. Trust me, trust me, trust me. But this week, Wednesday, I'll probably release Shelf It or Shove It. Because if I wait 2 weeks, it'll be a little late. So Shelf It or Shove It next week. Then after that, I have a Ray Bradbury video. And today I'm filming a soap opera. A video on space opera, the space opera genre. Okay, guys, thank you. Love the new emphasis doing sci-fi authors. Thank you. Really, you haven't read Asimov or Heinlein or Harlan Ellison? Bob Ross. I do have a more of an afro type wig. Or are you just talking about painting? In which case, thank you. Shove It or Shove It. Okay, guys. Thank you once again for joining me. I hope to see you again next week. I know I'll be here. Hope to see you. And as always, may all the books you read be blessed.